Welcome back to the weekly Brooklyn Market Update, brought to you by Anglo & Volker's Brownstone, Brooklyn. My name is Katrina Carney, and I'm joined again today by Donald Brennan. How are you today, Donald?
I'm well, Catriona. I'm here in Cobble Hill at our shop on Court Street. Beautiful sunny day, so nothing to complain about for sure.
Yeah, you have that lovely view, corner spot there in view. I'm in our Dumbo location and we have this skyrise views, but it's not quite the same. So today we're going to talk about our hot off the press quarterly market report that focuses on the 6 key Brownstone Brooklyn neighborhoods that we track. So we'll look at the 2020 data and we'll track back in time as far as 2017 to see what had been happening and what did happen. So let's start off, Donald, by talking about the notable highlights from the last quarter of 2020.
Sure thing. And here's a copy of our report for the fourth quarter. It is online right now. You can access it on issue.com where we post all our other reports. And it'll be available in our shops in about a week in printed form where you can take a copy home. So, some real interesting positive activity here in the fourth quarter. A little mixed bag of how things panned out neighborhood to neighborhood, but net positive in that total deal volume up pretty good quarter to quarter, getting back to almost what occurred a year ago in the last quarter of 2019. We had 129 townhouses trade hands and 182 condominiums sold as well. That number is a combination of both resales and new development. So, very strong in some neighborhoods. For example, Clinton Hill for townhouses, we were up 55% on average sale price year over year. Carroll Gardens also exhibiting some real strength here, up 20% for townhouses year over year for their average sale price. And Prospect Heights as well, with a 17% increase year over year for townhouse resales. So real positive information here, positive direction on the trend here. And so it's looking good right now.
So let's try and get people to understand perhaps where we were a few years ago, in 2017, 18, 19, what the market was doing, what we therefore might have expected to happen in 2020 versus what actually did happen.
Yeah, so there was some muted activity, some weakness across the board. You had to go back to 2017, the last quarter, where a tremendous number of condominiums, both resales and new development traded hands. That would be a record high for us in that quarter. And townhouses as well, doing quite well in the third quarter of 2017. Well, since then, there's been some softening, more so in the condominium market than townhouses. But, even more recently, 12, 16 months ago, a little step down further in weakness. So, that's kind of where we were, some trepidation, some anxiety in the marketplace, pre-pandemic. And then, once the pandemic came on board here, definitely changed what was going on in a much more significant way. So we're definitely back to where we were a year ago, on par for both the fourth quarter of 19 and the first quarter of 20. So, again, positive trend here, some confidence coming back, some really strong confidence at 1.5 and below in the markets that we cover, and gradual increasing level of confidence above that price point.
So let's end with a couple of very specific questions. What about the new development condo market? How did that fare in the last quarter of 2020?
So we are, in the next kind of batch of condo product out in the marketplace. Now, there's quite a few projects throughout the different neighborhoods that we cover that are in the market. They've been in the market for a while now. A number of them have been now completed their construction, so they're closing. So some good improvement there as well. Again, very quiet during the pandemic. Clear issues with showing properties back in the lockdown period, and that kind of lingered for a while. But since then, a nice uptick in closings for the new development. And again, similar to the broader market for townhouses and resale condos, real strong activity, 1 million, a little over 1 million and less. That's far outpacing the demand for units that are priced above that at the moment.
So let's go on to talk about townhouses, since you just mentioned them, one of our favorite subjects, of course, in Brooklyn. So what's the supply and demand there right now?
So above the 2.25 number, again, that's our luxury segment, which is about 50% of the marketplace in any given week. New to market, in December, we had 2 new listings average per week, which was off the pace from the prior 2 months. In November, we had about 5 units coming to market on an average weekly basis. And in October, sorry, that was November. And in October, we had almost 13 houses being delivered to the market per week back in that month. In contract activity for the luxury segment was pretty consistent, right? So we had a downward drop in listing activity as we come to the end of the year. Again, no surprise there, very common, but very consistent, 8 deals per week on average, finding buyers through October, November, and December. So nice consistent activity there. Below the 2.25 number, new to market, we're averaging 6 new properties coming to market per week in December, which pretty much matches what occurred in October and November at 7 deals per week there. In contract, 7 deals per week going into contract in December, which is a little bit weaker than what occurred in October, November, where it was 9 in November and 11 in October, but still some decent strength there at the end of the year, which is typically people are focused on other things. And as you know, from our last weekly report, that activity is actually now bounced back up to kind of pre-December levels, which is really good to see.
Great. So that's it from us. Check back in next week for more accurate and informed observations on the Brooklyn property market. Is there anything else you wanted to tell people before we go, Donald?
No, just reiterate that please always reach out to us if you have a specific question about your property. Everybody's needs, everybody's circumstance is different. Again, what we talk about here is a collection of data that's aggregated for the marketplace, but especially townhouses in the markets we deal with, there's no real apples to apples. So please don't hesitate if you need help on the buy side, on the sell side, condominiums as well. Clearly, if you're looking and interested in certain types of housing, we can help you, direct you to the right neighborhood, right project, and so forth. So again, don't hesitate to reach out.
Great. Thank you and goodbye. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.